Starting a long-standing franchise can be rather difficult. The nuances are not always clear, there is an enormous backlog of content to experience, often with the fandom pushing expectations ever higher. This is especially hard with games like The Legend of Heroes, as several titles were never translated, and even if they were, they remain on older platforms. Over time, this has drastically improved, resulting in the franchise gaining more popularity in the West, but this is especially hard on newer titles like The Legend of Heroes Trails Through Daybreak 2. With it being a sequel, coupled with taking place in the massive The Legend of Heroes franchise, is it worth finally taking the plunge? As mentioned in the opening, this is a massive franchise. At the time of posting, there are 20 titles, about half of which are available on PlayStation 4 or later, so this can make the series seem intimidating. For this reason, I wanted to start by highlighting Falcom's robust archive system. Here players can get a substantial overview of what happened in The Legend of Heroes Trails Through Daybreak. In addition to that is a rough overview of several previous titles, complete with an event timeline. Fans looking for more also have a detailed glossary, which also extends to character overviews. All of this content is also easily accessible through the pause menu. And if this still isn't enough, they even include a roughly 5-minute recap of the previous game. It can be found in the archive or as an option at the start of a new save. While the series compendium can be somewhat daunting for new players, I absolutely love how much thought went into the new player and returning player experience. It won't beat experiencing the previous games, of which I'm fond of the Crossbell arc, but it is something I wish more games would take as seriously, especially since this allows The Legend of Heroes Trails Through Daybreak 2 to focus on the path forward. That said, the narrative is not what I'd consider their best work. This adventure starts with a surprisingly slow introduction. Outside of a brief teaser at the start, the focus quickly shifts to fluff and, winning a car race? These scenes work well in the long run, giving players a natural introduction to the world, choice system, and established bonds before moving to the more impactful moments. If anything, the prologue overstays its welcome and would benefit greatly by jumping to the climactic conclusion. Once things start to move, it is an enjoyable ride, though one that suffers from problems typically found in the middle act productions. As a result, it more so feels like build-up for the upcoming conclusion to the Kelvard arc than a great standalone adventure. While narrative tends to be the selling point of The Legend of Heroes, gameplay is in an okay spot. Players are free to engage low-level threats how they see fit. While I personally prefer beating them with the action RPG system, the option to swap to a more calculated turn-based battle is always present. Players can also freely swap back to the action RPG mode as they see fit. More substantial foes require greater tactics and as a result require turn-based combat. What makes this system work are the engaging mechanics. Even if the action RPG system isn't the best, due to the floating controls and lackluster impact, dodges are very forgiving. The small choice greatly increases satisfaction. I never found myself questioning a hit, nor did I hit a point where I felt like the option was detrimental to play. Now, it would be nice to see this further refined, though I prefer this to a tighter option with less enjoyable gameplay. On the tactical side, I appreciate small nuances being pivotal to success. Normally, the various difficulties can be overcome with powerful attacks, exploiting weaknesses, and simply leveling more. Here I was often punished for not utilizing status effects or exploring all my options. Even traditionally underwhelming mechanics, such as swapping a character, can quickly turn tides in a difficult fight. From there, enemies are positioned in a way where multiple foes can be hit in a single attack. This allows me to defeat minor threats while also dealing with the main obstacle. There is also something satisfying about weakening the entire group, to mitigate their advantage. There will also be times when things don't go your way, resulting in a greater resource cost or even defeat. If nothing else, I appreciate RPG systems that encourage players to interact with the various systems over a set routine. It also helps that special attacks are really something. It doesn't matter if it is the most powerful skill or one of the weakest, they all have their own charm. Honestly, the biggest downside is the experience often feels like it overextends itself. Instead of having one or two really fleshed out systems, there are a wide array of half-baked ideas. I honestly would be okay if the incredibly bland and equally boring hacking sections were removed to further bolster something else. That isn't to say they are objectively bad. If you're going to make detective work a plot point, it makes sense you'd tail someone. Just sometimes less is more. At the end of the day, this is a good experience that falls just short of great. While the story could use some polish, a lot of what players enjoy about the franchise is present. The same holds true for gameplay. It has a lot of elements, including a wide array of playstyles, which is more than enough to get players through this adventure and set them up for the upcoming conclusion. Hey, thanks for watching. If you found the video helpful, please consider liking, and for more content, please subscribe.